strange. Wasn't expecting any mail today. Trunk. 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 Legend has it was written by a mad poet sometime in the 8th century AD, an Arab by the name of Abdul Azrahid, a man who was said to have been shown other realms of existence inhabited by the Old Ones. Ancient beings who have existed before man and were once the rulers of all things. The volume claims to hold a pretext that was written by the Mad Arab himself, claiming of how he must account all that which he had seen and learned. The text carries within its pages summoning rituals, the 7 gates of each realm the poet walked, exorcisms, and much more, leading all the way to Cthulhu himself. This book is, of course, the famed Necronomicon.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
Naturam Demando.
Roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
But hang on a minute. To understand this book, we need to go back to the beginning, to its true conception. In early September of 1927, Howard Phillips Lovecraft, or H.P. Lovecraft by many, wrote what appeared to be a short essay based on the celebrated and unmentionable Necronomicon. The book had originally appeared, albeit as a passing remark, in the short story The Hound, written in 1922 by Lovecraft. Lovecraft also had mentioned its creator, the Mad Arab, in his earlier work, The Nameless City. Needless to say, the essay was a smash, leading Lovecraft to mention the cursed book in most, if not all, of the Cthulhu mythos. The Call of Cthulhu, the Dunwich Horror, etc. Its success also led to other writers such as August Derleth and Clark Ashton Smith to cite the book in their works, which Lovecraft approved of highly. This wonderful piece of fiction was so well done that many librarians and booksellers sent for copies of it. Pranksters put listings in rare book catalogs, and a student of Yale put a card in the library's card catalog saying that it existed. Ever since Lovecraft's passing, publishers of all sorts have released the true Necronomicon. And this is where I find myself, looking down at the most famously published version of the book, the Simon Necronomicon. This queer little paperback, claiming to be one of many varying volumes of the famed tome, has sparked many a discussion and indeed many a great outcry from religious communities calling the book devil worship. But is it really? Can this really be the true Necronomicon? Did Lovecraft make up the story, or did he pull it from true reality? Well, yes and no. You see, many texts like the Necronomicon have existed in the world. Some of them were spell books that were used in rituals to call upon spirits of all kinds for various tasks and reasons. Or they were tomes that passed down the stories of old gods and their minions, angels and demons that would kill or could kill, and that could or would be defeated or controlled should one have the means to do so. However, none are as famed or as widely talked about or even copied as Lovecraft's Necronomicon is. I mean, hell, the movie series that my channel is named off of, the Evil Dead series, centers entirely around the Lovecraftian text, albeit in its own special Sam Raimi way.
You know what's strange? I was really excited to get this in the mail. Because it's the Necronomicon, man. I mean, it has everything. Spells to conjure spirits, exorcism, diagrams of different gates and portals, names of elder gods, the language that they speak so that you can recite it. It's amazing. I mean, a lot of depth has been put into this tiny little paperback, and yet it's so simplistic. I mean, really, it's such a simple little thing. Now, not looking at this, what is the first image that pops into your head when somebody says the word Necronomicon? Did you say something like this? A book bound in human flesh and inked in blood? I know I do. I mean, this book has diagrams. It has exorcisms, spells to bring stuff forward, but it doesn't look like this. It doesn't have any horrible monsters or diagrams of burning the thing, heroes who fall from the sky, hallways of eternal doom, creatures that will pick you up and hurl you into an eternity of blackness. There's nothing in here. Just descriptions of those kind of horrors. And maybe that's what Lovecraft had in mind when he created the Necronomicon. Maybe he didn't envision something like this. Maybe he envisioned something simpler, like this. Just a simple leather-bound book that might have Necronomicon written on the front. Or Necronomicon written on the first page. Something like this. Something simple. Not dramatic. Maybe in this time of absolutely realistic horror, we've forgotten to fear the most simplest of things. A book. I mean, when Lovecraft talks about the Necronomicon, he does it with such fear. You can hear the intensity in his voice as he writes. And if he's talking about something as simple as this, holy crap, man. Maybe we should take a step back and look at that kind of horror. It's amazing the things that people have done to bring this piece of fiction to life. I mean, I can't get enough of this book. It's absolutely incredible. The amount of detail, time, and effort that it must have taken to create this and all the other books in the Simon Necronomicon series. That must have been amazing to be a part of. I think Lovecraft would have been so proud to know that his book, the book that brings the destroyers of all things, has been reproduced so simply, so elegantly. With so much love. I mean, this book claims to be the real thing. And you gotta love that. You have got to love that authenticity of it. You know, I think I'm gonna read this for a little bit. I'm Nathan Russell Smith Finley / Evil the Dead 2 fan, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.
He danced upon fortuity, but I remember